Once upon a time, Legends of Runeterra was my daily game. I played it every day, multiple hours a day, climbing the ladder, collecting the rewards, brewing new fun decks, and eventually I kind of fell out of it, like a lot of other people did. And recently, I've been getting the bug. I've been bit by the Runeterra bug pretty hard. So I hopped back on. Thankfully, I remembered my login credentials, and I threw a deck together. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to guide you through the deck that I've been playing for the last couple days and show you some gameplay. So just like a good old-fashioned deck tech from any of the other creators that have done this many times before, I wanted to share my experience over the last couple days on ladder. So let's get into it. Okay, here we are. This is the deck that I put together a couple days ago. I first took a quick look at what was actually available to play in Standard, and I saw two characters that I was very familiar with. So I threw this deck together in hopes of not necessarily winning a bunch of games, but just having a good time. So I am playing today Targon and Freljord. We are playing Braum and Pantheon. That's our champions right there. 3 copies of Braum, 3 copies of Pantheon. So you can probably surmise from champions like those that we're playing a self-buff deck list. So let's go through real quick. So from the very top, we're running 2 copies of Elixir of Iron to give our allies +2 health at burst speed. We're running 3 copies of Omen Hawk to kind of buff up the deck a little bit. 3 copies of Saga Seeker. He's in here simply just because he's a 1-drop that has faded. And with a lot of self-buffing in the deck, he's going to get pretty big pretty fast. We are running 2 copies of 3 Sisters simply for the versatility. The versatility and the fact that this is 2 spells in 1 is pretty decent for Starlit Seer, which we'll get into in a moment. Next up, we got 3 copies of Mountain Goat. Why Mountain Goat? Well, it's a 3/2 for 2, and it gives you a spell in your hand when you strike. It's pretty good. Shield Vault. This is a card I used to play quite a bit in the Targon package, simply because of the stun and the +1/+1. Putting that on a faded creature, really strong. 3 copies of Starlit Seer. This, paired with all the self-buffing spells in the deck and the 3 Sisters being 2 spells at once, means Starlit Seer is going to be giving a lot of +1/+1 buffs to creatures in your deck. He's a pretty decent card, especially because he only costs 2 mana. Next up, we got 3 copies of Troll Chant, one of my favorite spells in the entire game, giving an ally +0/+2 and an enemy -2/-0 is one heck of a combat trick, especially if you're pairing it with something like the Saga Seeker, that then, instead of being +0/+2, it becomes +1/+3. It's a pretty decent swing. After that, we got a new card here, a card that I've never seen before. Granted, I've been out of the game for a long time, I don't know a lot of the new cards. And this is called Yadulski Snowdog. It's a 2/3 for 2, and it has attack, grant the top 2 allies in your deck +1/+1. So you can kind of see here there are 2 themes going on with this deck. One is self-buffing creatures in play, and buffing creatures in your deck, so that by the time you draw into them later, they're going to be big, beefy beaters. Next up, we have 3 copies of the Wounded White Flame. This is a 2/3 Fury and Faded Dragon. So it gets bigger when it kills enemies, and it gets bigger when you buff yourself. So pretty good card for only 3 mana. Then we have 2 copies of Bloodsworn Pledge. This is one of our self-buff spells. It is 4 mana at burst speed, grant 2 allies +0/+3. It's pretty decent at saving multiple creatures at the same time. So if you got an opponent coming at you with overwhelming force, you can kind of stymie that by giving your creatures a bigger butt. And then we got Braum. We got Pantheon. Pantheon is great in this deck because he is faded. He comes stock with Overwhelm and Barrier, but once you get him leveled up, he becomes an absolute threat that, if not dealt with, can end the game right on the spot. And Braum is here because he is the name of the game in self-buffing. He gets better the more damage that you deal to him. So he wants to get in fights early and often. So Braum is a great card. Next up, we have 2 copies of Avarosan Hearthguard, admittedly one of the weaker cards in the deck, but with a theme of self-buffing the deck, I kind of wanted to throw at least 2 copies of him in here. And he's a 5/6 for 5, so pretty decent. And a lot of times when you're playing this card, by the time you draw him later in the game, he's already been buffed a few times by the other cards in your deck. And rounding out the last 2 cards in the deck is 2 copies of Sunburst. For 5 mana at slow speed, it deals 6 damage to a unit. But if you cast it for its Daybreak ability, meaning it's the first thing you do in a turn, instead silence the unit this round and then deal 6 to it. So if the opposing creature has like a barrier or a keyword that prevents it from being targeted or anything like that, you just go boop, silence it, removes all its abilities, removes any kind of like death rattle abilities, deal 6 to it, just deal with whatever's on the board. So I figure 2 of those as just a general all-around removal would be pretty decent, especially when you're saving spell mana quite often with this deck. So that is pretty much the deck. Looking at the stats, we are running 6 champions, 26 units total, 14 spells. That's a pretty decent breakdown. So we're going to play some games, and I'll see you at the back end of this video with my final thoughts. Okay, looks like our first opponent tonight is going to be a Teemo player. So let's give it a shot. Okay, first turn, nothing really to do. We don't have any 1-drops, so we gotta pass the turn. But they got a Teemo. Not good for us. Oh. Well, that would have been nice to have last turn. It sure does. Alright, let's go and play Mountain Goat. Alright, pass the turn. Round 3. Okay, here we go. Let's play a Saga Seeker.
I will die when I am ready.
What you doing, friend? He's arming some spells. Let's see what he's doing. Alright, he's busting a Mushroom Cloud. Playing 1 damage to that and 2 to that. Alright, well, let's go like this. I'm going to do +2/+0. We're going to do +2 to my goat and -2 to that. The other one can die. That's fine. Alright. Then we will also play the Omen Hawk. Now we will attack for a bunch. Smack him, yak him. Alright, get the elixir. Elixir would have been nice to have last turn. But I'll take my wins where I can get them.
What did you find today?
Let's play another Mountain Goat. A Chomper. Okay. Pass. We're gonna attack like that. That and that. Alright, well, let's go there and give +2 to our little friend there. Commit to the attack. Oh, we got a leveled up Teemo. It's not good for us.
It's just sleeping, right?
My turn. Oh, Starlight Seer. Let's go and play that.
Who goes there?
Puffcap Peddler. It's not good. Alright, well, either way, we're gonna come in with those 3. And yeah, just like that.
There they go.
Alright, well, he's spawned an extra blocker. It's gonna block like that. Take 3. It's a lot of buff caps. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and pop that right there. And we'll save the rest of my my mana for next turn. We'll want to be able to do what we can to prevent that Teemo from hitting us. Three sisters, nice.
Every mushroom.
Oh, the Jinx is here, huh?
Yeah, but
All right.
when do they explode?
Uh-oh.
Doing it.
He's got the death rocket.
The teeth means they like you.
Pass again. Alright, gonna go like that.
Part of the plan. I just made up.
That. Alright, well, let's go here.
Fly away while you can.
And we will go like this first. We're going to do a flash freeze
Blessed by snow and stars.
to make sure the Teemo can't strike us this turn. And then we're also going to give both of these
Would be a
+0,
good
+3,
winter.
so we can survive the attack. It was a pretty successful defense. Oh, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Get that big boy out there. Alright.
And we yordles in uniform do like a lump.
Let's keep that back. Alright.
I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning.
Yeah, keep on piling them on, friend. More mushrooms. Block there. 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 Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead and go and give those two +3.
By snow and stars.
Alright. Those clear those. And let's give that a little healing magic. Alright. Oh. We just took one from the from a poison puff cap. How many caps are in? Jeez, there's 44 puff caps in there. Alright, let's play that. Alright, well, they don't have any way to move my bird out of the way, so Teemo's definitely not attacking this turn. Oh, look who it is. Oof. Big damage.
Who's a good
Alright,
boy?
let's get those wumps. Alright, let's go ahead and heal that.
Snow and stars.
And heal that.
This would be a good winter.
Attack for a bunch. Yeah, keep on adding them on.
I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning.
I'm sure those puff caps will hit me eventually.
Excuse you.
Can't spoil the surprise.
Yeah. He's finally giving up his Teemo.
Die as you lived.
Alright. Heal that up.
Auspicious season.
Buff the top of our deck just a little bit more. And we have ground our opponent out of potential options. And we just drew one of our champions finally.
Prepare
Oh,
for
we
anything.
got a Teemo.
I will make the gods remember this day.
Oh, here he comes.
They say enough.
That is a lot of keywords. Yep. GG, friend. GG.
The gods see they can bleed. They know they can die.
Okay, what do we got here? We got Starlit Seer, Bloodsworn Pledge, Pantheon, and the Mountain Goat. I'll keep it. Okay, what do we got here? Nothing to play on turn 1, unfortunately. Three sisters. Do they have anything to return to?
The Yordle here's with me.
Green Glade Duo. Another elusive. Is this what I think it is? Yeah, it's the Azir deck.
Peer beyond.
But it's Starless here. We're gonna take 2 damage this turn.
They'll never see us coming.
Yeah, can't block it. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Let's play a Mountain Goat. Azir is here, huh? Alright, well, let's get in there.
Vermin.
They're just taking the hit. Perfect. Alright, well, in that case, let's just save the spell mana, so I'm sure we'll need it. Braum's here. Excellent.
No mercy.
Plays Irelia.
Those who desecrate our home.
They will find our lands
Alright,
do not
well,
take well to
let's
intrude.
play Braum. See how that changes their potential attack. Pass. Alright. Blade Dance. Resolve that.
The order is given.
And they're going to be doing some big damage this turn. Alright, well, let's block here,
Stand behind
block
Braum.
here, and block
Stay away
here.
while you can.
In Sharima's name.
Okay. Pass.
Full speed ahead.
Leap the leg.
Coming in with those, eh? Alright, well, now this one is going to go here. This is going to go here.
Is underway.
And this is going to go here.
Not ruffle our feathers.
And then we are going to Troll Chant. Give +2 there and -2 there.
An auspicious season.
And commit to the block. We do take a lot of damage from that elusive guy though, unfortunately.
It is easy, see?
It is easy. Okay. Alright, my turn. We're going to gem up
Blessed by snow
our friend
and
Braum here.
stars. My shield is my Have you met my
And kill that. Thank you.
Running cane.
The Emperor's Army. 1. Summon 2 Sand Soldiers. 2. Predict 3 when you summon an ally this round. Give it +2/+0 this round. That's pretty strong. Alright, let's go ahead and play Pantheon.
By my spear, the gods will know war.
Another Pantheon. He gives us a Shield Vault as his signature spell. Alright, we got some Sandy Boys.
All in the shoulder.
And a Ribbon Dancer.
Tell
Excellent.
the people
Uh-oh.
what you
The
have
people are about to
seen
find out.
today.
That's such a cool level up animation.
Commands. The
Okay.
order is given.
Alright, well, that's gonna block there.
Safe with
And this is gonna block here. And Braum gets to level up.
for celebrate.
Alright. So, now with that known, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Pantheon's Shield Vault, grant an ally +1, and stun that.
This will be a good winter.
We fall as light upon darkness.
Now it's up to them what they want to do.
Remember this day.
Alright, they're coming in.
Your emperor commands.
Alright, 5/6. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and put... So we can give +0/+3. We've already faded once, fortunately. So what we have to do here is we are going to put this in front of that.
Behind Braum.
I'm going to put this in front of that. This in front of that. This in front of that. And this in front of that. And now that that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to give +0, +3 to multiple characters. Actually, no. We're going to wait to see what they do, because they have 7 mana to commit with. Let's see if they do anything.
In your heart, live.
We can also use 3 sisters. Oh, okay. He just committed. That's fine.
Sacrifice.
Okay. And with that, we will pass the turn, actually. Good thing we stunned that guy preeminently, because that guy would have done a lot of damage to us that turn.
Spin it round.
Oh, a Blade Dancer. Okay, I'm okay with that. Oh, it's a good thing we waited. Let's just go here, and here. Commit to it. Thanks for the extra Poro. Got anything else for me? I didn't think so. Alright, my turn. We are going to gem. Get an extra point of power there. And then we are going to attack like so. And you are getting clobbered. I love Braum. Braum is such a fun character. He's like the most wholesome character in the game.
Loosen up.
You listen up. Okay. I'm okay with that. Okay. Anything else? Okay. More portals. Alright, and after that, I think I'll just play Mountain Goat and pass the turn. And gets to predict something. Hopefully it gives him something useful. Oh, it's another Azir. Alright, cool. Well, I've got a full board over here. Just waiting for you to attack. Ooh, Shield Vault. Nice. And that's going to give me a level up for Mr. Faded over here. What's that going to do? Grant allied sand soldiers everywhere, +1/+0, and summon 2. Okay, sure. I'm not worried about that. My guys are bigger than your guys. Alright, let's do this right now. And stun that. Commit.
We cry out, no more gods, no more demons.
That is such a cool level up. I love it so much. Alright, stun it. Ooh, and he is elusive now. So if he can't deal with this turn, he's dead next turn. Ah, Aurelia's here. Okay.
And we will defend them until the end.
Stand behind me. They won't hurt you.
If they hurt you, I'd never forgive myself.
Okay. Coming in, champ. Show me what you got.
The Emperor commands.
Doom Keeper, huh? Okay. Pass again. Alright, just gonna Blade Dance? Sure.
Your Emperor commands.
Okay. Alright, so in that case, he's gonna block here.
Safe with
And I'm going to block here. And here. Okay. Replenish my blockers.
Always forward. Destiny calls.
Alright.
Arise! It is time!
Okay, let's see here. So, we have a 7-3 Irelia right there. So we're going to put this right here. And then we're going to put this right here.
Remember this.
Then this is going to go in front of... Actually, no. This is going to get sacrificed right there. Then we put this here, and this here.
Stand behind
Show me what you got. Okay. Blade Surge. Okay. Sure. I'm totally fine with that. Okay. Do you have anything else to do? So you don't have any kind of like way to deal with Pantheon. So long as you can't deal with Pantheon, this is good. Alright, well. Let's heal our friends here. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think you would have what it takes to deal with any elusive
Gods
very
see
day.
they can bleed. They know they can die.
I remember when Azir Irelia was like the deck to beat. It was so frustrating. Another Teemo deck, huh? Okay. I'm down for this. Okay, so we have 3 Sisters, a Wounded White Flame, a Troll Chant, and a Starlit Seer. I think I'll ditch the 3 Sisters and keep the rest. Braum, that's a good trade-up. Unfortunately, nothing to play in turn 1, though. It's okay, though. Elixir of Iron. It's good for when we need to store our mana. Alright, let's take our turn. Start with a Starlit Seer. Is our opponent there? Are we getting roped? Hope not. Oh, let's hit him. Oh, they are here. Okay. Well, let's hit it. Field Belt? Okay. Ah, Puff Cap Peddler. Are they going to try to attack? I'd love to see them try.
There they go.
Okay, I was going to deal 2 to that. Sure. Anything else?
Runaway bike.
Perfect. Okay. He has no idea I have this.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Commit to it.
My pretty.
Big Dragon. With an investment of only 1 mana, we now have a 4/4 dragon. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and play another Starlit Seer and keep mana available to protect our investments. What is that? Predict, then draw 1 and reduces cost by 1. Oh wow, that's pretty good. Okay. Let's attack. Like so. Do you dare to block? You do! You do dare. Alright. Let's give that +2 and that -2.
Auspicious season.
And just punch him in the gob. Zero cost spells. So funny. There you go. Big damage. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, Pantheon's not ready to come out just yet. Neither is our opponent. Yeah, they had a couple boneheaded trades there. Okay, so we played our games, and these are my thoughts on this deck. While this deck is pretty decent and has a lot of very cool lines, this is a bit of a dated deck style. I do like that Braum is currently in Standard. He happens to be one of my all-time favorite champions. I just really like his attitude, his abilities, like his voice lines are top tier. The fact that he's just a champion for Poros just makes me love him all the more. He's just a cool character. And Pantheon, well, I don't know a whole lot about Pantheon. His abilities are pretty cool. And put into a package like this where all of your abilities or all your spells deal in self-buffing combat tricks, it's just a really good deck for him to exist in. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty decent deck, although a bit of a dated strategy. Cards to look out for. You definitely want to get your Omen Hawks in your open. But if you can get like a good curve of like Omen Hawk into Starlit Seer, or even hold your first turn mana and turn it into spell mana to utilize with Starlit Seer, that might be even better. The Yudolski Snow Dog is a little weak in my opinion, just because of the fact that you have to attack with it in order for you to get the benefit. But other than that, he's a pretty decent 2-drop. The Wounded White Flame is pretty decent, but only really is good if you happen to have combat tricks in your hand when you play it, just because the fact that the 3 toughness on it makes it really easy to take out. And there are better things to play at 3, but in this deck I think it's a pretty decent play. Avaros and Hearthguard, I would probably say, is something you might want to cut. It does do a little bit too little for 5 mana, but if your goal is to buff up the creatures in your deck before they even get to you, then you can do worse, definitely. And the Sunburst is a pretty good card. If you can get it at the right time and play it first for your Daybreak ability, then yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. But yeah, if you're looking for a deck that focuses on big butts and getting a lot of value out of making sure your creatures survive, well, this deck is definitely a good place to start. So, that is it. I will leave a deck code for this deck in the description box, so if this looks interesting to you, you can try it out yourself too. And until next time, you take care of yourselves.